Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about farming and how to set up your farm and why it's important. So setting up your farm is an optional thing, you don't have to do it, but it does help out quite a bit, especially in the cooking profession, because you're able to plant a lot of the materials that you need. A good example is right here. You can see that I have a farm right here. I'm growing a bunch of high quality onions as well as some special olives. And the reason I like to plant them myself is simply because I don't like to spend my silver on the market to buy materials. I'd much rather grow it myself and eventually stock up on a bunch of these over time. So these are your farms. It's not like some crazy big farm that looks amazing. You know, it's literally just a plot of land and they call it a farm. So hopefully this kind of levels your expectation. You're not actually building an entire farm where there's like cows and chickens and stuff. You can actually breed cows and chickens, but they're still gonna be in this little square or this little plot. So are you still interested in making a farm? Yeah? Okay, so let's begin. The first step is we actually need to get a fence. So in order to get a fence, we have to go all the way to Heidel. So you can see over here that I'm in Velia and all of my farms are located right here above a Logia farm. I don't really know the reasoning. A lot of people just said it's really good there, so I just kind of accepted it. But if you guys know the actual reasoning, like maybe the humidity there is good or the water or something, I don't know. All I know is that place is really good for growing stuff and everyone told me to go there. So yeah, I just grew my crops there. So I'll meet you at Heidel. Okay, and once you arrive in Heidel, what you want to do is press M again to open the map. And we're going to click on the Find NPC and we're going to find the Material Merchant. Once you click on the Material Merchant, again, you're just going to press T to auto path to him. And voila, it's Flaviano over here. We're going to talk to him. And we're going to chat. And when we chat, you're going to notice right here is going to allow you to rent a strong fence. So there are a lot of different fences in the game. And the reason we rent the strong fence is because this gives you the biggest farm. So we can put 10 different things in the farm with a strong fence or 10 units of things. So we're going to rent a strong fence. Keep in mind that it will cost 10 contribution points. So make sure you do have enough contribution points. A lot of people have been asking, where do I get contribution points? In order to get more contribution points, it's simply by questing in the game. So there are many quests in the game that you can do. You just run around every town. There's people that tell you they need you to fetch their dog or buy them a donut or something, and just do all those quests and they will give you contribution point EXP. So let's rent the fence over here first. You can see up here that I currently have 1 contribution point left out of 159. Remember, this is account wide. And so in order to get more contribution points, I either need to quest more on my witch, or if you look over here, I have another character. I have a tamer, which is also questing so that she's able to collect more of these contribution points. Remember, these contribution points are account wide. So even though you made a new character and you're starting the story all over again, just by focusing on the main quest line will net you contribution points. So the more characters you have, the more faster or easier it will be to get more contribution points. You can just focus on one character. I personally like to just focus on one character, but I just wanted to try out the tamer, so that's why I made another character and I'm enjoying it, you know? And that's how you get more contribution points. Each character has its own set of energy though. So you can see here that my witch has 33 energy, but my tamer has 89 energy. So if you ever do run out of energy, you can always let your other characters invest in nodes or do other things in order to consume their energy. However, their profession stat does not carry over. So you can see over here that my cooking is professional 3 on my witch. If I were to log on to my tamer, her cooking stat is still beginner 1. It's not going to carry over. Each character has its own different life skill stats. Anyway, we have bought the strong fence, so let's bring it back to where our farm is. Again, you can place your farm wherever you want, but in my case, I like to set my farm at Logia Farm. So I'm going to auto path there and I'll see you guys when I get there. And we're back. It's finally morning again. You guys don't know how long I waited. I arrived back at like 11 p.m. in-game time, so I had to wait for the sunrise to come up because I couldn't see exactly what I was doing. But anyway, we're finally back at our farm, so let me teach you how to actually set it up. So we're at the farm. We're going to open up your inventory and you're going to right click on your strong fence that we just bought. And voila, we've opened up the grid system. So this looks a little bit complicated at the beginning, but trust me, it's not that difficult. So you can see that there's I already have 5 farms currently. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 1 down there that we can't exactly see. But you can browse around with your WASD keys, and we're gonna place our farm right here. I don't really know what the blue and the red mean, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe water, maybe elevation, I don't know. But either way, I'm going to put my farm right here so that it's, you know, in sync with my other farm. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to be confirm, and boom. I'm going to install it. It takes like 5 seconds to install the fence, and boom. See, now we've got a fence, right? So once you're in the fence, you press R to actually plant things. So you can see here that I've got like some special olive seeds as well as some special sunflower seeds, but you might not have all this stuff. You probably have nothing to begin with, so you're gonna have to go to the marketplace to buy some seeds, and then you just buy whatever seeds you prefer. What I recommend at the very beginning is to actually buy these seeds, these special purple mushrooms, because these are the ones that have the most problems. So you can see here that I constantly have to prune them because they're constantly having issues with, I don't know, there's just a bunch of problems with them, okay? But that's actually good for you because it levels up your farming skill very, very quickly. As you can see, my farming skill is professional 7 already because of these freaking mushrooms that always have problems. So you basically just go to the market and you can buy these mushrooms. Don't buy too many of them, just buy 10. The reason why you only need to buy 10 is because when you press R on here, you can see that the garden usage, the most things you can put is 10. And some items use more than 2 units. Say, for example, let's put a special olive seed. So special olive seed is actually going to use 2 units. So you see it's 2 out of 10 right now. Then I can put in, let's put another special olive seed. So now we're 4 out of 10. And let's put some sunflowers. So there's, you know, this is 5 out of 10. Here we go, 6 out of 10. And then let's put the rest with some high quality olive seeds. So there's 8 out of 10 and 10 out of 10. Okay. So once it's 10 out of 10, you can't put any more. Like if I try to put a sunflower seed anymore, it's like, oh, it's your limit, you know, you can't put any more. Then we can just click end and confirm. And voila, you see all your stuff is planted now. Now you've got your sunflower seeds, you've got your special olives, and you've got more olives, right? So once you've set up your farm and you planted your seeds, the next thing is just to make sure that they're okay. When you press M to open up the map, you'll notice that now in Logia Farm, you've got your fence. Your fence will just pop up. And if it's white, it means it's perfectly fine. There's no need to upkeep them. They have no problems growing. However, if they're red, then it means they have a problem. So you can see here on this red one, these special purple mushrooms for farming, they always have some issues. And you can see on the right side, there's 2 different pictures. There's the little X icon and there's the little leaf. If the X icon is lit up in red, it means that you need to go prune them. So you need to physically get there and then you press R to prune the mushroom and they'll be fine. If it's got the green leaf, it means that there are some pests eating it. So you need to go over and kill the pests. So let's go clean up this one with all the mushrooms. So my garden with all the mushrooms is right here. You can see them. They're indicated in yellow means they're fine. Red means they need some assistance. So I'm going to switch to my farmer's clothes, because my farmer's clothes will give me additional EXP. You can get this simply by leveling up your farming skill. You will get a pair of farmer's clothes. So when you do get it, just make sure you're wearing it when you're actually doing farming, because it does give you 10% more EXP for farming, as well as give you +1 to the gathering ability. So over here, you can see that, oh, this needs, I need to kill pests over here. So you simply press R and it'll start killing pests. And then you'll see here that you can get some nice items over here. Like this one's worth 10,000 silver, so that's pretty nice. Do remember, whenever you're killing pests or when you're pruning, it does consume 1 energy. However, the higher your farming stat is, the less energy it'll consume. So my farming stat is like professional 7 right now, I believe. Yes, professional 7. So sometimes I'm able to prune like 3 or 4 of these crops before it actually consumes 1 energy, which is actually pretty nice. So once they're all pruned, you can see they're all yellow, which means they're fine. They're just gonna start growing. And you can see that this one has like a 93%, this one's 81%. Once they hit 100% means you can harvest them. So let's go over to my onions, which should be ready by now, I hope. All right, so here are my onions. So my high quality onions are ready to be harvested. So I can either harvest them to get high quality onions, or you can see on F5, you can plant breed. So what does plant breed mean? Let's say that I want to plant more high quality onions. So I can click on plant breed and it might give me more than 1 seed. So I might get lucky and I'll get 2 high quality onion seeds. So in my next plant, I'll be able to grow even more onions again. However, let's say that I don't need seeds. Maybe I have an abundance of onion seeds and all I need is the onions. Then I will just harvest it. So for this case, you know, this one's 103%, so I'm gonna do plant breeding and hope that I get 2 seeds. But you can see here that I got unusual fruit, which is very, very good because these are used to make stone-tail fodders, which are used to get your dream horse. So when you collect 30 of these unusual fruits as well as 30 of these other materials and combine them together, you can make them into stone-tail fodder, which sells for 2.5 million a pop, which is pretty nice. And you can see here that I was very lucky and I got 2 high quality onion seeds, which means my next planting I'll get even more onion seeds, which is great. So let's say this one's 104%. Let's say I want onions. You know, I'm just gonna harvest it by pressing R and I'll harvest only onions. So here we go, boom. You see? So the seeds are gone, but I did get 45 high quality onions, which sell it for 8,500 a pop, or I can use it for my cooking. And I pick it up, voila. So if you harvest it, you will lose the seeds. You will not have the seeds in order to plant them again. However, if you press F5, it means that you will not collect the onions or whatever you're growing. However, there'll be a chance of getting additional seeds. So that's pretty much the gist of farming. And in my case, I usually just like to use the F5 for most things because of the off chance of getting these unusual fruits and these other random items which are used to make stone-tail fodder, which is very, very nice because the stone-tail fodder sells for a lot of money. But there are some items that I need, such as high quality onions and just like cooking materials, because there are no farms out there in the wild that just give you onions. So I have to harvest these manually by myself in order to get these materials so that I can progress in my cooking. But yeah, that's pretty much it for farming. It's relatively simple. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below. Remember, these farms can also be used for animals. It's not strictly for fruits or for vegetables. You can have animals here such as cows so that you can milk the cows and get milk. There are many different usages for these farms. However, in my case, I just use seeds. I just need some onions. I just need some special sunflower seeds and stuff like that because these items sell pretty well on the market. And other than that, I use the rest just for my personal use in cooking. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, I would appreciate a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the